Alright, yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be going over a trade that we took live inside the signals room that ended up running for over 50 handles. And we're also going to be explaining fully in depth best ICT silver bullet strategy that ICT teaches himself. And we're also going to be going over my thoughts going into the morning, what my bias was, and pretty much just fully breaking down the trade so you guys can understand the concepts that we are trading here. Alright, so let's get into it. Alright, so first things first, I do this every single morning. I mark out my buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity levels before 8:30 a.m. New York time. So as you can see here, this is 8:30 a.m. New York time, and anything before this I would mark out. So here we have a clear swing high. This would act as my buy side liquidity level. Okay, and as we don't have any clear sell side liquidity level before 8:30 a.m. New York time, I'm just going to use this obvious swing low here. Okay, so now that we have these levels marked out on our charts, we want to wait and see for one of these levels to get swept. And I also want to make something very, very clear. We want to mark out our 950 to 1010 macro. And ideally, we want to wait and see for one of these levels to get swept either before this macro and then we get a displacement inside of the macro, or we want to see a sweep of liquidity inside of the macro and a displacement also inside of the macro. Hopefully that makes sense. Now on a higher time frame, we are actually bearish, so ideally I want to see buy side liquidity get swept first and then a displacement. So let's see how this trade plays out. Okay, and as you can see, we actually don't sweep any buy side liquidity and we get displacement. Now, some of the people in the signals room were confused why I took the short trade. So when you are trading NASDAQ or NQ, you have to look at both of the major pairs. So we also have the S&P 500, which is ES. Now, these two assets are correlated, so they move very similar. And sometimes one of these assets will take out a high or buy side liquidity level and the other one not take out a buy side liquidity level. Now, what this means is that one of the assets that you are trading is weaker than the other one. So this also gives you an advantage. So let's say, for example, you are bearish. If one of these levels gets swept and the other one doesn't, that's an extra confidence that adds to your trade and gives you conviction that we're going to head lower. Okay, so as you can see, this is the S&P 500 chart. And we're going to see if we get a sweep of liquidity or if we get a displacement, same as NQ, okay? All right, and there you go. As you can see, we have swept buy side liquidity. Now on NQ, we didn't do this. So all this is right here is a SMT. All right, so an SMT looks something like this. All it stands for is smart money technique, which is pretty much a divergence between the two correlated assets. So one asset takes this high, an asset doesn't. This means NQ is weaker than the other one. So now we can expect this fair value gap to hold and price to reach for this low here. So what I've gone ahead and done in this trade was I marked out this fair value gap here, and I was waiting for my entry at the edge of the fair value gap, target this low here, and more lows to the left of us. So let's see if we get an entry on this trade. All right, and there you go. You would have been tapped in short just off of that fair value gap there. And in this case, I'll put my stop just above the displacement candles high, risking around 17 handles. And our first TP would be around here to make around 30 points on this trade. So let's see how this trade plays out. All right, there you go. Took a little bit of time, but we got there in the end. First TP would have been hit, and I would have moved my stops to break even, targeting the next low to the left of us. So I hope that explanation made sense. I also just want to add, do usually get your entry between the 950 and 1010 macro, but in some cases, you can enter 5 minutes max before 950. So 9:45 a.m. New York time would be the earliest that I would be entering something. And this is only if I have very, very strong conviction that we're going to head lower. So if I see something like an SMT like this and then a clear displacement, I will usually enter around 5 minutes before if we do get that entry. But usually the best trades will always occur at exactly 950 to 1010. So if you guys miss out on a trade like this, please do not worry, because you will get better setups in the future. Now, I just want to show these chats for transparency reasons. So we did actually take this trade inside of the live signals room. As you can see here, at 9:47 a.m. New York time, I send in the signal short NQ, I give you my entry, my stop loss, and my TP. So the time here is a bit different. This is because I'm in a different time zone, so it's slightly different to New York time. But anyways, you can see here, I call out the bearish SMT on the ES, which you start to see lower, give you your TP2. So TP1 was smashed. That was around 28.85 points secured, closed 50% here. I tell you to move your stops into a profit. Now at this point we're flowing around 50 points in profit, so I tell you to close 80% of your position, and we do actually get stopped out in a profit, so that was around 50 points secured for the day. Alright guys, so I am going to end it here. Now if you are actually serious about getting your trading to the next level, go make sure to click that link in the description and secure your spot for only $30 a month. Yes guys, I just want to add this quick message before we end the video. So this is actually our 19th week that we've closed out in a profit in a row, which is absolutely insane. The members inside of the live singles room are absolutely crushing it, hitting TPs every single week. Now we are actually running a 50% off sale as we speak, so this is for the lifetime access subscription. So go make sure, click that link in the description and secure your spot whilst that price is still available, as that price will also be increasing in the future. Monthly subscriptions are currently at $30 a month, but they will be increasing very, very soon, as I believe that is just way too cheap for the amount of value that we are offering inside of this group. But yeah, I just wanted to add this quick message to show you guys the amount of weeks that we have actually closed out in a profit. But yeah, that is going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you learned something in this video. If you have any questions, please make sure to comment down below and ask me. I will try my best to answer you guys. So if any of this doesn't make sense, comment down below. I will answer you. And yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.